Dude, I'm bored, bro.
Yeah, no, man, me too.
Yeah, me too. Do you guys want to play strip poker?
Yeah.
Of course we want to play strip poker.
Dude, I love naked girls.
Okay, let's go downstairs.
Fold.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. I won again. Let me see your hand. Wow, you would have won. You have the winning hand. I guess you don't know how to play poker. You know what to do. Take it off.
Don't let this happen to you. Learn how to play poker right now.
Wow, that was embarrassing. I bet those guys wish they knew how to play poker. Today we will be showing you the basics on how to play poker, specifically No Limit Texas Hold'em. Knowing how to play poker is a skill that every man should have in his toolbox. It's right up there with changing a flat tire or barbecuing. This isn't to say that women can't enjoy the game as well, because they certainly can, and they do. It's simply that poker is more of a manly hobby. If the guys at the beginning of the show had possessed these important man skills, things might have turned out a little differently for them. But before we get started, let's take a look at a quick overview of what we are going to be covering in today's show. What you will need to play poker. Setting up the game of poker. Playing through a hand of poker. These are all things we are going to need. So let's get started and let's take a look on what we are going to need in order to play. The most important things we are going to need is a deck of cards. Just about everything else can be improv. But you're going to need to use a real deck of cards. After that comes poker chips. Poker chips represent the money and where most people use their improv. You can use chips like these, or you can use just about anything you can find in your house that can represent money, including rocks or Q-tips you find in your bathroom. You're going to need a flat surface with a minimum of 2 players in order to get started. You're also going to need a working knowledge of how to play poker hands. There you have it, the bare bones essentials needed to get the game of poker going. Now that we have covered what you're going to need to get started, let's take a look at how the game is set up.
First, you must choose a dealer. Decide which player is going to be the dealer, then mark that player with the dealer button placed on the table. One simple way to decide which player is going to be the dealer is to deal a single card to each player face up. The player with the highest card is the first to deal. Choosing a dealer is important because it determines which players will be the first to pay the blinds. Next, shuffle and cut the deck. The player that has been selected to be the dealer then shuffles and cuts the deck of cards.
Now that we've got the game set up, we're going to show you how to play through a hand. Playing through a hand is probably the meat and potatoes of poker, and knowing how each round of betting works is critical to your success of being a good poker player. Let's take a quick look.
The first round of betting is known as a pre-flop, and it begins with the first 2 players placing the blind bets. The player to the left of the dealer is given the small blind button, indicating that he or she will post a small blind bet. The player 2 places to the left of the dealer is given the big blind button and places the big blind bet. Blinds are called such because a player in this position is forced to make this bet before receiving their cards. The purpose of blinds is to ensure that there is always money in the pot to be won, which therefore creates an incentive for players to play around even when they are dealt what they might consider to be a subpar hand. Next, the dealer deals 2 cards face down to each player. Everyone looks at their hand, and the first round of betting follows, starting with the player to the left of the big blind and continuing clockwise around the table. Each player's 2 private cards are called his or her hole or pocket cards. Each player has the option of calling or raising the blind bet or folding their hand. In a no-limit game, every player can also go all in. After the first round of betting is finished, the dealer then burns or discards 1 card, then turns up 3 communal cards called the flop in the middle of the table. This begins the second round of betting, beginning with the player to the left of the dealer button and continuing clockwise around the table. The third round of betting is known as the turn. The dealer burns another card, then turns up a 4th communal card. A third round of betting begins clockwise around the table. The final round of betting is known as the river. The dealer burns another card, then turns up a 5th communal card. A 4th and final round of betting follows the river. If 2 or more players remain, they then reveal their cards to determine who is the winner. The winner is the player with the highest 5-card poker hand made up of any combination of the 5 community cards and his or her 2 private cards. If 2 or more players have the same winning hand, the pot is divided evenly. If everyone but a single player has folded, that remaining player is the winner and does not have to reveal his or her cards. All 4 rounds do not need to be completed in order for the hand to be over. If only 1 player remains at the end of any given round, the hand is finished. For instance, if a player places a large bet after the flop comes out and all the other players fold, then he or she is the winner and the hand is over. The turn card and the river card are not revealed.
And there you have it, the basics on how to play poker. So let's just recap of what we've learned today. We talked about what you'll need to play, how the game is set up, and the basics of playing through a hand of no-limit Texas Hold'em poker. But before we go, let's take a look on how things may have turned out for our friends if they knew how to play poker all along.
Full house.
Royal flush.
I lost again? How did you get so good at this?
I'll take it off.
Okay.